Drivers, start your engines!
And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here as we get ready for race number 19 of the season of the NNSCRA Almond Joy Series. We are getting set for road course racing here at Abu Dhabi in Yas Marina circuit. 13 laps of racing, and here's the catch. All 13 laps will be run under the green flag. That doesn't mean that the race will be completely without incident, but we will not have the caution flag coming out to bunch these drivers back up. After today's race, we are going to be having only one more stop in 2 weeks at M&M Super Speedway. And you can see right there, a little bit of fog has rolled into this racetrack, so that could cause some visibility problems for these drivers. And with only having 2 more races, including this one, left for the regular season before the chase begins, time is very short and running out for these drivers to make their moves to get into the chase for the championship. Now, at this point, there are a number of drivers that currently have themselves locked into the chase, regardless of what happens here this week and next week. They would, of course, include our points leader and 3-time winner, K Jazzin, also 2-time winner, J Qualls. Also, some other drivers that are currently in really good situation would include Benny Watson. Trying to remember off the top of my head who some of the other ones are. I think DJ Curtis is one, Nick Johnson is one. I could go through the drivers list here real quickly and see. It would be a lot easier probably on my brain than having to try and go back into my memory bank and trying to remember. I believe Jordan Lopez is locked in. Mitchell Carter is a possibility of locked in. Kind of a question mark, but a very strong possibility of being in, as is, there was one other driver, and for some reason I can't pull it in. Some of the drivers, though, that are in possible jeopardy of still not making the chase. You got Brooke Allen, 1 win this season, 29th in points, needs a good run here to get her away from that 30th position in the points. And also you've got Matthew Daleo down in 26th, 2-time winner. He needs a good run today. And then there's 2 drivers coming into this race outside of the top 30 in the points with a win. 2 Toyota drivers in J Finguy and J Romero. They need either a second win here tonight, or they need themselves a really, really good run both this week and next week, or actually in 2 weeks, I should say, at M&M Super Speedway. Probably wondering why the frame rate is kind of how it was back at the beginning of the season. It's because I'm back on my old computer, at least for this race, because I don't know what it is, but something's going on with my graphics card over on the other computer now where it'll actually freeze, and it wasn't doing that before. So I got to look back, try and figure out what's going on with my computer there. Might have to run some kind of a malware thing, I don't know. Something weird on it. I'll hopefully get that fixed, and we'll hopefully be back to better frames by the time we get to M&M Super Speedway in 2 weeks for the Almond Joy Series regular season finale. But for now, we got the lag. Breton and Tyler Markel on the front row. They're still looking for their first wins of the season, try and get themselves into the chase picture. Same can be said there for P Minnick. So the top 3, all non-winners so far this season. Then you've got former winners this season in John Andrews, Zachariah Hall, and Mitchell Carter. Expected to be kind of cutthroat here at the very beginning of this race because track position is going to be key, and these drivers are going to be fighting for every bit of track position they can get before this thing starts getting spread out in this long 13 green flag lap run. Here we go, though, into the final corner. There you see pit road entry there. They'll come off this final turn, head down the straightaway to the start-finish line. And the green flag is out. We're underway here at Yas Marina Circuit. They're already 4 wide back there. Look at this, Carter and Minnick and Andrews. They're 5 wide, they're 6 wide, and they're wrecking. Zachariah Hall is around, and a whole host of others all spinning here on the turn 1 exit. K Jazzin's got damage. Jeremy Jones just now leaving. Oh, look out, they're still into each other. Good grief. You're not really supposed to use those boundaries. Oh no, we got a lot of drivers into the wall there. Qualls, Zorlin, Rains, Caitlin Tsang, Finguy. Rains' car is not moved. Seth Cole's got damage. That's, I think, Richard Johnson back there. I told you it's going to be cutthroat here in these first few laps, and we got more trouble. Oh, and Jesse Turner just got clobbered by Mike Becker, and they're still plowing in. Nobody's going to lift here. I mean, this is a 13-lap dash. No cautions. You can't lift. You got to get everybody to track position you can. After all that, I mean, who's the race leader is the question. I think it might be Tyler Markel. It is. Markel's the leader. Breton into second. Brooke Allen's now up to third. Guenther to fourth. Cody Hagen in fifth. Oh, we got more trouble. Nick Johnson, Colin Denton, all getting into each other, along with Matthew Daleo, but they kept it together. We may have a number of drivers not even complete the first lap of this race. Look at that. His teammates right there. Zorlin literally shoving teammate DJ Curtis into that corner. Look at this. They're all damaged. They're all crunched up, and they're still racing each other hard. K Shearer, J Finguy, Seth Cole, Richard Johnson, William Brock's on pit road, Turner, Rogers, Rains. Got 4 cars on pit road, about 5 cars that are disabled at the rear of the field, trying to make it around back to pit road. Now about Nick Guenther fighting his way up now into the second position. Guenther getting by both Cody Hagen and Connor Breton. He had to get by Brooke Allen as well. Nick Guenther trying to set his sights on Markel. Right now, top 4 spots, actually maybe about, yeah, it is the top 5 spots, held by non-winners so far this season. Navarro in 5th, Breton in 4th, Smart in 3rd, Guenther in 2nd, and Markel leading this race. And Tyler Markel looks like he will get a valuable bonus point as he's going to lead the first lap of this thing as well. We'll try and keep you up to date on who goes behind the wall after a lot of eventful stuff going on in the first lap of this race. Now we're going to start getting to the point where the cars are going to start getting separated, and we're going to find out who has the best long-run machine. Richard Johnson, Seth Cole, Shearer, and Finguy all still trying to get back to pit road. I think we can safely say this may end any hopes that J Finguy had of making the chase. DJ Curtis there, Jordan Lopez, they're coming to pit road. 2 drivers that at this point seem to be locked into the chase anyway, but they're going to really still need to have a good run next week, or in 2 weeks at M&M's. Grayson Acevedo is on pit road. Ryan George on pit road. Rains. Eric Heiden is also on pit lane. There's Rogers, Turner, Qualls, Matthew Daleo. This really could hurt Matthew Daleo being out if he finishes out of the race, because he came in 26th in points. This could drop him outside the top 30 in standings. William Brock on pit road along with Mike Becker. Oh man, Denton into the wall there. Apparently that car not able to turn. All these other drivers just trying to survive. Cody Hagen's lost a number of spots in the last couple of laps. He was up, I think, as high as third or fourth, and now he's dropped back. He's now lost a spot to Brooke Allen. That dropped him back now, I think, into the 7th position. It's his 7th, 8th, and 9th right now, currently under contest, I do believe, between Hagen. Oh, trouble back there. That's Connor Breton. And now Maurice Dudemeyer Jr. off the track. And now there goes Cody Hagen. Gotta wonder if maybe the fog that's in here is putting some moisture down on the racetrack, making it difficult for these drivers. We've got a battle for the lead. Cody Smart had it for a brief moment. Overdrives that corner, though, and the lead now goes back into the hands of Tyler Markel. So Cody Smart, for a moment, was able to get around Markel, but now will fall all the way back. Looks like the 5th position. We got the battle on for second. Brooke Allen has it. Angel Navarro wants it. Oh, Nick Guenther got loose and spins. He was underneath, I think it was Connor Breton for the 4th position. No, actually it was Cody Smart for the 4th position. And he lost it. Yeah, I can only assume that it might be some slick conditions with the fog that's laying here. Maybe laying a little bit of wet down the racetrack. And there goes Cody Smart around. My goodness. J Jefferson back there just lost it as well. Oh, look at this. Oh, Cody Smart just in front of Nick Guenther, and Cody Hagen right in the middle of this as well. No idea what position this is they're battling for. It might be 8th, it might be 9th, who knows. Oh, contact! I think that, boy, I don't know if it was Guenther that made contact with Cody Smart or if it was Hagen. Smart loops it around, keeps it going though. Mitchell Carter's been very quiet, and Carter, our winner at South Boston a couple of weeks ago, looking very good. Last time by, scored in the 7th position. I believe that's officially where Carter is actually running, as right now Tyler Markel getting back to the lead hasn't given it up yet. At least not when hitting the start-finish line. Markel lost the lead at one point to Cody Smart and then gained it back after Smart overdrove one of the corners. You see right there, you see that haze, that's that fog that's rolled in here. It's not a thick cloud of fog, but seems to be just enough to be making it a little wet for these drivers and making it some slick conditions. And he's about to catch up to Richard Johnson, who is still on the lead lap, running in 29th. And Markel just spun. Brooke Allen just spins. And Nick Johnson trying to get the run on Markel. Can't do it, at least this time. Navarro almost was able to pass for the lead, but then when Markel came back on the racetrack, it kind of blocked the 25, and now Brooke Allen has dropped back quite a bit, now fallen back, I think, to about the 8th spot. Question of would the drivers still would they have to pit in this race as well? I mean, do we have rain tires in the Almond Joy Series? They may need them. So now Nick Johnson moves into second. Let's not forget Nick Johnson, former winner this season at the road course of Tula. So Nick Johnson knows how to get around road courses for sure, and might be trying to go for his second road course win of the season. Lap 3 just completed. So we're almost a quarter of the way through this race. Now let's see if we can find out officially who's out of the race at this point. It looks like Mitchell Carter just had trouble with that corner. Jordan Lopez officially out, as well as DJ Curtis, Caitlin Tsang, Seth Cole, Jonathan Rains, Zach Rogers, William Brock, Jesse Turner. Those drivers have officially retired from the race. Didn't even, for most of them, get to complete one lap of this event. Everybody else that's on pit road, they have not officially declared themselves out of the race yet. Some are 1 lap down, some are 2 laps down, as, wow, Markel took that turn awfully wide, but so did Nick Johnson. One car in the wall back there, I think that might have been Carter again. Battling there with Connor Breton for the 4th position, and we got another slower car up ahead. Oh, that's still Richard Johnson, actually, never mind. Markel hasn't encountered him yet. Look at the run on the straightaway that Nick Johnson's getting, though. And he's going to try and take the lead down here. He's got the advantage inside line. Contact! Markel driven off the racetrack just the least little bit, and that's going to cost him not only the lead, it's going to cost him second, and here comes Navarro now trying to take the top position. So Nick Johnson with a big run down the straightaway, gets to the inside. They made some contact, rubbing doors, and now that brings Angel Navarro right into the picture. Is he going to try and get to the inside of Nick Johnson in this corner? Can't do it yet, and Markel's trying to battle back on the outside. Oh, some contact, and Nick Johnson's in the wall. Navarro's in the wall, and Markel goes back to the lead. Nick Johnson overdriving that corner. And Tyler Markel, after all that, goes back to the race lead once again. Tell you what, Tyler Markel, he's been passed a couple of times here in this race for the lead, but his car seems to be the most stable of anybody's. I don't think that 48 car spun out an awful lot. You can tell by the look of his race car, though, there's a lot of damage, especially on the right side, the right rear. He's been mixing it up with the best of them, but I don't think he's spun out yet. Mitchell Carter now moves into the 2nd position. Carter trying to pick up his 2nd win in 3 weeks, winning his first race at South Boston Short Track. And Carter now just trying to pick up wins towards the end of the season. A win here would definitely lock Carter into the chase for the championship, no doubt about that. Let's jump back, find out who else is running inside the top 10 right now. 3rd place, you got Brooke Allen, our winner from Dover. Connor Breton there in 4th. Nick Guenther still in this in 5th. 6th, Angel Navarro. 7th, Nick Johnson. Cody Hagen running in 8th. 9th place still Cody Smart, and J Jefferson right now completes your top 10. Chris Dollerton, nice run for him right now in 11th. 12th place is Morris Dudemeyer Jr. 13th, Benny Watson. 14th place would be Colin Denton. 15th, or I'm sorry, yeah, 15th place would be, it's not Jeremy Jones. Who is 15th? Oh, John Andrews is on pit road, as is Julio Cesar. These might be regularly scheduled pit stops by these drivers, actually. They were running 15th and 16th. And looks like, yeah, Mitchell Carter got around Tyler Markel for the race lead. James Qualls has now retired himself out of the race. We have 23 cars, or make that 24 cars, including Richard Johnson, on the lead lap, they're saying. But I'm not certain if that was regularly scheduled pit stops for John Andrews, who was 16th, and Julio Cesar, who was 15th the last time by. If so, we could see the leaders coming to pit road, and Eric Heiden into the wall just up ahead. Hayden's on the lead lap, according to the scoring monitor. Heiden was scored in 23rd. I think he just lost that spot to Richard Johnson, drop him back to 24th now, last car on the lead lap. And we got some more drivers out of the race. Ryan George, K Shearer, they're out of the race now officially, as well as the aforementioned James Qualls. And Mitchell Carter right now out in front. Oh, took that turn wide. Here comes Markel on the left side. Going to try and take the lead back. This is one of those corners, one of those overtaking corners that he could use. And not going to be able to do it. Mitchell Carter hangs on, and for the first time today, a lap will be led by someone other than Tyler Markel. It's Mitchell Carter top of the leaderboard. And Carter did not come to pit road. John Andrews is still on pit road. Cody Hagen, though, he came to pit road, giving up the 7th position. K Jazzin's on pit road. Cody Smart, Nick Johnson, they came to pit road, as did J Jefferson, and here comes Chris Dollerton. So about, well, and also Morris Dudemeyer Jr., Benny Watson, Colin Denton. So quite a number of drivers. Whoa, look out there. Zachariah Hall and Paul Minnick both slide through that corner. About 4, 5, 6 drivers on the lead lap coming to pit road that time. That was the completion of lap 5 on to lap 6. So that tells me that we may end up seeing these drivers, these race leaders, like Carter and Markel, Breton, they may be on pit road within the next 1 or 2 laps. John Andrews, you got to assume something happened to him. He was on the lead lap, and he is still sitting on pit road, even after some other lead lap cars are coming in. Oh, contact between Carter and Richard Johnson. Richard Johnson not going to take too kindly to that, I don't think, and that's going to allow Tyler Markel to maybe try and close up some distance between himself and Mitchell Carter. Richard Johnson now falling a lap down. Eric Heiden now just ahead is the last car on the lead lap. That may not last long, as Mitchell Carter going to try and drive to the inside on Eric Heiden here into this corner. Cannot get to the inside this time. Oh, but he's going to get into the wall and into Heiden. Connor Breton also misses up that corner, and that's going to move Tyler Markel back to the race lead once again. Navarro, I believe, just moved into second after that, and Carter falls back to third. Markel, will he come to pit road this time? We'll have to see. Keep in mind, a number of these drivers have some damage on their race cars, so would they spend the extra time on pit road to repair the damage? Angel Navarro's car looks pretty clean. He may end up having the shortest pit stop of any of these leaders. They may not have to spend as much time repairing damage on his machine. And here comes Tyler Markel to pit road. Markel is in. Navarro is in. Mitchell Carter is in. Connor Breton is in. Brooke Allen. N Guenther, he's coming to pit road. What about Nick Johnson? I believe he actually has already been on pit road. So let's jump up to the driver who came in as the race leader. There's Markel. And Angel Navarro's already down and away. Very quick pit stop for Angel Navarro. And Navarro, I believe, is going to come out maybe as the race leader. Like I said, Navarro's car seemed pretty clean compared to a number of the other drivers that he was running behind or around, and didn't think they'd have to spend a whole lot of time on that car repairing it. You can see there's really no damage on the 25. And Navarro right now, I believe, is being scored as the race leader. Second place, I think, would probably be Mitchell Carter, who's just now leaving pit road. J Jefferson, I think, would come out in third. N Guenther would be fourth. Breton would be fifth. Sixth place, I don't know. Tyler Markel's still on pit road. Brooke Allen's still on pit road. Hagen's still on pit road. Studemeyer, Smart. Yeah, they're all getting their damage repaired. Nick Johnson also back on pit lane. Well, this got awfully interesting awfully fast. Angel Navarro out in front and has, from what I can tell, a huge gap back to now the new second place driver, and that is J Jefferson. So now the question is, can Navarro make it the rest of this race on fuel? Angel Navarro looking for his first win of the season. Said Yas Marina Circuit could be one of those kind of wild card races where another first time winner could go to victory lane and potentially put themselves in position to be in the chase for the championship this season in the Almond Joy Series. Navarro trying to do just that. I'm going to look here and see where Navarro came into this race in the point standings. If I still have that. I think I do, but I might not. Oh, and Angel Navarro back on pit road. Well, this is interesting. A gas and go for the 25. Maybe they couldn't make it, and they wanted to make sure. Well, they had a big enough gap on the field, so pretty wise strategy there on the part of the 25 team. Just be safe. Navarro now coming off of pit road. N Guenther is now moved into second. Carter in third. Breton fourth. And J Jefferson looks like he's coming back down pit road as well. So something tells me they may not have gotten either the 25 or the 28 completely full of fuel. It's the only thing I can take from this. Angel Navarro now puts the move on Richard Johnson, puts him a lap down. See if anybody else is out of the race that we didn't document yet, and only one other driver out of the race that we haven't yet mentioned. That is Jonathan Zorlin, finishing the race out in 29th. Well, last time by after Navarro made the pit stop, N Guenther was 28 full seconds back. We'll have to see if Guenther closed up that gap at all on this lap. There's Guenther. Battle on for third between Connor Breton and Mitchell Carter. What's going on behind N Guenther? Benny Watson last time by was scored in fifth. Dollerton in sixth. Studemeyer in seventh. Jeremy Jones just crossed the line in eighth. Paul Minnick in ninth. And we have no idea who's currently running in 10th yet, as Carter clears for the third spot. Navarro now has two lap machines, Matthew Daleo and Richard Johnson, between himself and N Guenther. And we'll have to see at the line if the gap closed up at all, but I think for N Guenther, he's got to hope that Angel Navarro runs into some kind of problem here. I mean, we've seen drivers slipping and sliding around. Maybe that could be something that Navarro could encounter, but right now, things looking really, really good for that 25 team. He's just got to hit his marks, not do anything stupid. And he's coming back to pit road. Navarro is back on pit lane. Now, why would this be for? Pulls into his pit stall, and now he's going for tires. Now, I don't understand this strategy. Came in already. Did a gas and go. And where is... Oh, here comes Mitchell Carter. Mitchell Carter's now up into the second spot, and Carter's going to take the race lead, I think, from Angel Navarro. He is. Now, why did Navarro have to come back to pit road for tires? I did find it very interesting. Navarro did come off the pit lane awfully quickly over everybody else. I'm almost wondering, did they miss their pit stall on the first try? I don't know. But if they did, then why didn't they change tires when he came to pit road the second time? That would be my only question. Instead of coming to pit road twice, once to top off the fuel tank and then come to pit road again and get some good years. Well, now it's turned into a three-car fight at the front. Mitchell Carter with the lead, Connor Breton in second, Nick Guenther in third, and Mitchell Carter, the only one amongst these three that has a victory this season already. Connor Breton and Nick Guenther trying to get victories to get themselves into this season's chase for the championship. And for these two, you know, they obviously want to be able to get up there to Mitchell Carter, so they got to kind of work together to reel in the 52. Navarro now back in fourth. Maybe he's thinking the rest of them can't make it. I don't know. I don't understand the strategy. I really don't. We got a battle here raging for the fifth position. Benny Watson has it. Chris Dollerton wants it. Dollerton needs a good run here today, and right now having a solid run inside the top 10. Gonna bang doors there with Benny Watson, and he'll move around to take that fifth position. That's how it's done. Paul Minnick right now running in the seventh spot. Good run for him. Jeremy Jones solidly in eighth. Ninth place would be Mike Becker, solid outing for the 98 team, and they're right now scoring Amore Studemeyer Jr. in the 10th spot. Not sure where he's at. Where in the world is the 88? Oh, there he is. He's on pit road. Still scoring the lead lap, but that's where he is. And now Breton and Guenther have really separated. Guenther might have slid through one of those corners, and Mitchell Carter now has a pretty big lead now between himself and Connor Breton, as we have 4 laps to go here at Yas Marina Circuit. At the line, it was about 2.7 seconds difference between Carter and Breton. Nick Guenther back another 5 seconds. And it looks like we may have some traffic for Connor Breton to have to deal with. That is Julio Cesar, who is currently scored in the 19th spot. Breton going to drive to the inside, and it's like he'll complete the pass before they even get into this corner. So Julio Cesar being courteous of the lead lap machine, letting Connor Breton by. Mitchell Carter, though. Carter trying to lock himself up a spot in the chase. Not even have to worry about 2 weeks from now at M&M Super Speedway. And at this point, we still have 28 drivers running on the racetrack. And according to the scoring monitor, 10 of them are on the lead lap. Richard Johnson is now scored in the 10th position, last car on the lead lap. Connor Breton is slowly reeling in Mitchell Carter. Carter actually just ran his fastest lap of the race last time by with a 2:29.137. Connor Breton ran a 2:31 flat, so he was just about 2/10 slower than Mitchell Carter. So Carter's car seeming to pick up some speed, and he just spun it! He just spun it, just fishtailed it and spun it, and Connor Breton's going to go by for the race lead. And now Breton drives that corner a little bit wide. And N Guenther looks like he might have spun in that same corner. So right now it's looking like Guenther may have actually faded from this battle for the win. And it may come down between Connor Breton and Mitchell Carter in the final 3.25 laps of this race. Breton now out in front, but we've seen Connor Breton have difficulties with some of these turns as well, so if he slips up and makes a mistake, Mitchell Carter is right there to be able to pounce. Let's see what the lap times were this time. Breton just ran his fastest lap of the race with a 2:30.654. And of course that slip up costing Carter, and Carter spins it again. Carter spins out again, and that's going to cost him big time now. Now loses a spot there to the lap machine of Julio Cesar. Connor Breton just got around the lap car of Davey Johnson, and things looking really good now for Connor Breton for these final 3 laps. Now for Breton, he just has to take it easy, hit his marks, not mess up. And N Guenther's about to reel in Mitchell Carter for that second position. We'll jump back to that in just a moment. The reason that we're still on Connor Breton is we're coming up to a portion of the racetrack that Breton struggled with here in the early stages of this race. We're going to have to see if he can get through here without any incident. Here comes into this corner. He's been having some difficulties with it. Slowing it way down. And now here they come into this left-hander, which a lot of drivers have been having some difficulty with. Meanwhile, this battle back here for second, maybe heating up. N Guenther is slowly closing in on Mitchell Carter. And here we go. Connor Breton's been having a lot of difficulty, especially just off of these S's. Let's see if he makes it through okay. Ooh, yes, he does. What about second place Mitchell Carter? This is where he's fishtailed it last time. He's going to fishtail it again. And N Guenther does the same. Angel Navarro has now moved into second place. Does Navarro still have time to catch up to Connor Breton? Remember, Navarro was on pit road on 3 separate occasions. It lost him the race lead, but now he's already fought his way up to the second spot. He's got Carter on his back bumper for that position. But now he needs Connor Breton to make a mistake. Breton through the final corner. He'll hit the line, and it'll be 2 laps to go. Connor Breton, can he keep it steady? Can he keep it straight? And pick up his first win of the season. He just ran his fastest lap of the race with a 2:30.373. Angel Navarro just ran a 2:29.915. So Navarro ran much faster than Connor Breton did. However, Breton's got the luxury, with the gap he has, over 10 seconds between himself and Navarro, to be able to kind of milk it into the corners, play with the throttle a little, maybe even coast it into some of these corners to avoid spinning out. There you can see the red car back there. That was Navarro. He can see Connor Breton, but it's quite a gap still between himself and the 17. Plus, he's got Mitchell Carter breathing down his back for that second position. N Guenther still within striking distance as well. And there's Richard Johnson, last car in the lead lap, in 10th place. Quite a ways ahead of Connor Breton. Don't think he'll be much of a factor. Here on this straightaway, this is going to help Navarro if he's got a little bit of a draft with Mitchell Carter. They'll produce a little bit more speed than Connor Breton would, at least on that stretch. And Breton getting close to that section where he made it through, but both Carter and Guenther did not. You can see the fog a little bit heavier now, especially in this portion of the racetrack. That could be why we're having drivers have difficulty with the exit of these S's. Here we go. Breton feathering it, and he spins it! Spins it into the wall! He's got to try and get the thing going again as quickly as possible, and he does. That's going to lose him some ground. Navarro does not spin it. Carter does. That's a third straight lap that Carter has had trouble with that section of the racetrack. And now he'll lose, not only battling for second with Navarro, but now he loses third place to N Guenther. But that's going to close the gap for sure for Navarro and Breton. Navarro made it through the corner. Breton did not. And the last time by, it was about 10.5 seconds separation between Breton and Navarro. I would say that's going to close up at least to maybe about 6 seconds between these two, because Breton took a little bit of time trying to get back up through the gears to drive away from the incident as well. That cost him some valuable track position. At the line, the white flag displayed, Breton just hitting the stripe. Navarro hits the stripe now. And yes, just about 6 seconds separation. Breton can ill afford to mess up a corner like that again here on this final lap, or Navarro will more than likely be able to be close enough to pounce. Breton also now has sustained some damage. Navarro's car still looks rather pristine, and so therefore may be able to turn some faster speed. Breton's last lap, of course, with hitting the wall was a 2:34.8. Navarro ran a 2:32. That's a 2:30.2, I should say. 4/10 faster than Connor Breton. Got some traffic up ahead, but I don't think any of them will be a factor. John Anderson 18th. K Jazzin running 25th. Richard Johnson in 10th. Breton's just got to be smooth. He's got enough of a gap still that he can win this thing, but you can see that now Angel Navarro is in the same shot with him, which means if Breton makes a mistake, Navarro will be close enough to capitalize. Here we go into the second half of the course. Connor Breton has to be smooth in the S's. If he's not, he may throw this race win away. Navarro is in striking distance. Here we go. Connor Breton's got to be smooth through this corner. He can't let it fishtail. And he doesn't. Nicely done by Connor Breton. Navarro also does not let it fishtail. Mitchell Carter, fourth straight lap, he's going to hit the wall. He was battling with Guenther for third, and he may have just given up that third position to the 11. But Connor Breton made it through the section of the racetrack that he needed to. Navarro needs him to make a mistake, but Breton's been pretty solid through the remainder of this course. Connor Breton, a lap ago, may have made a mistake that could have cost him the win, but he battled back and hit his marks in the final lap. Through the final turn, Connor Breton is going to pick up his first win of the season. Could he be in the chase? Breton takes the checkered flag at Yas Marina Circuit. Navarro will get second. N Guenther, I believe, is going to come home in third. No, he's not. Mitchell Carter got around him at the end. What happened to Guenther? Oh, no, I guess Guenther crossed the line. Never mind. No, Guenther did get third. Carter's going to end up fourth. And how about Chris Dollerton? He's going to come home in the 5th position in that 43 car. Well-needed run for him. 6th place is going to be P Minnick. 6th place for the 6. A great run for him. You can see he hasn't even gotten into the final corner yet. Still got a couple more turns before he gets there. But P Minnick, a solid outing for that team. He'll be coming home in the 6th position. Not too far back behind him, Benny Watson, already pretty much locked into the chase. This will all but confirm it for him, as he'll be crossing the line in 7th. Jeremy Jones, solid outing for that Toyota, as he's going to come away with 8th place. 9th place is going to be Mike Becker. We can find him. There he is, a long ways back still in the 9th position. And Richard Johnson, who was just ahead of the race leaders when they crossed the checkered flag. He's going to finish the last car on the lead lap in the 10th position. I go a long ways back. There he is. Just ahead of Breton. So we really got to wait for them to make another circuit, the race leaders and the race winner, Connor Breton, to actually have the standings be official. Frames weren't so bad on this track. Actually kind of impressed. Thought they were going to be really, really terrible, but they actually weren't too bad. Which is why I don't understand why it was so awful on the other laptop, but anyway. Figure something out, I guess. So Connor Breton, I believe, came into this race outside the top 30 in the point standings. So this win may have put him into the top 30 in the points. You got to wonder how this is going to shake up the point standings as far as the chase is concerned. I mean, I think we pretty much all confirmed that J Qualls, he's basically in. Jordan Lopez is in. K Jazzin is in. DJ Curtis is in. Mitchell Carter, I think we can now say, is in. Benny Watson, I think we can say, is now in. But, I mean, what about some of these other guys? Like B Allan and now Connor Breton. Chris Dollerton. Where are these guys all situated now? Matthew Daleo. Don't know. Connor Breton drives into the pace car. So Connor Breton, with crossing the line now, that should make the standings completely official, and indeed it does. So Connor Breton goes coast to coast, pole to victory. But he really had to fight for it. Navarro second, Guenther third. We gave you all the way down through your top 10. They're the only cars that finished on the lead lap. Cody Hagen finishes out the day in 11th. Eric Heiden in 12th. 13th for Markel. Studemeyer Jr. in 14th. And 15th for Cody Smart. And the rest of your top 20 were Nick Johnson, Colin Denton, John Andrews, who was the last car to finish one lap down. And then Julio Cesar was 19th. And Zachariah Hall in 20th. So look on down, you had Jeffrey Finguy 21st, B Allan 22nd, Matthew Daleo 23rd, K Jazzin 24th, Davey Johnson in 25th. J Jefferson finished the race behind the wall in 26th. J Romero, last car to actually finish on the racetrack, in the 27th position. And then all the rest of these drivers finished out of the race. Grayson Acevedo recently retiring near the end, along with Zorlin, Qualls, Turner, Brock. That should say Zach Rogers, I guess. I didn't change the name over on this laptop. Rogers in 33rd. Ryan George, K Shearer, Jonathan Rains, Seth Cole, Caitlin Tsang, DJ Curtis, and Jordan Lopez. A number of drivers from about Qualls on down never even got to finish the first lap of this race. Got involved in a lot of action that took place on the first lap and ended up retiring before they even got around to complete lap number 2. So that is going to do it here from Yas Marina Circuit for the Almond Joy Series. We've still got a Hershey's Cup Series race coming to you tomorrow night. That should be absolutely insane. So congratulations to Connor Breton on his first win of the season. Hope you guys enjoyed this race from Yas Marina Circuit. If you did, be sure to give us a like. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We've shown you your full finishing results. Here come your point standings, as well as your current chase standings, what they would look like if the chase were to begin now. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Next week, the Almond Joy Series takes an off week, and then we get to the regular season finale at M Super Speedway the following week. So until then, I'm Seth Cole signing off. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, Offline Racing at its best.